Hi everyone, Donut here. Why yes, that's 2 videos in 1 week. I forgot to mention in my last video how much I appreciate every single person who came to our Creator Range Day. We had over 500 people there and it was amazing. And guess what? Those scary little assault rifles didn't jump off the table or hurt anyone. Actually, there were no injuries. You guys ready to see some shootings? We're gonna end this year with a bang because we got a spicy one today. We're breaking down a wild shooty shoot in Fresno, California. In this shooting, a murder suspect with more red flags than your mom ambushes a sergeant just minding his own damn business. That's not a nice thing to do. You're going on the naughty list. Good thing the sergeant's leg day didn't skip him, because even after taking a couple of rounds, he still pursues the suspect.
He's persistent, he's badass.
There's a lot to unpack here. Let's break it down, but first a word from my sponsor, PDS Debt. This video is sponsored by PDS Debt. None of us want to think about debt, but the cold hard truth is a lot of us are in it. The economy kind of sucks, and we don't know where it's going to go next year. But there is a way to help you get out of debt using PDS Debt. If you're making payments on your debt and the balances aren't going down, that's where they come in. PDS Debt has customized options for anyone struggling with credit card debt, personal loans, medical bills, or even collections. PDS Debt strives to understand your specific scenario and can help provide alternative solutions to becoming debt-free. You can even get a free debt analysis right now at pds.com/donut. It only takes about 30 seconds. That's pdsdebt.com/donut. First, I wanted to talk about an absolutely insane, chaotic situation out of Indianapolis. Officers went from taking a routine theft report to a full-blown carjacking, then an armed standoff, and then a shooting, all in about 5 seconds flat.
That escalated quickly.
It's October 27, 2024, in Indianapolis. Officers are handling a theft report in the 1000 block of North Keeling Avenue. Everything's going smooth until a black SUV pulls up, slamming on the brakes and coming to a quick stop.
He's trying to say it's his. So the phone that got sent to my house, physically.
About what time did it come up?
It was I don't know.
Getting flagged down is always tense. You never know what they're flagging you down for. What if they want to hurt you? Could be a lost dog, a hobo throwing his poop at people. Either way, you've got to be on guard.
It was I don't know.
What you couldn't see but definitely hear was a woman jumping out of a car, running at cops and screaming, "He's got a gun." Meanwhile, her alleged kidnapper, our 25-year-old suspect, is still sitting in the passenger seat, calmly aiming his gun at her.
I'm gonna kill you.
As officers move in, the suspect raises his gun and points it at officers and a completely uninvolved passerby.
I don't know.
Stop.
Recording.
Put your hands up.
Let me just say, pointing your gun at a bystander in front of officers, and especially officers, is a great way to get your head rearranged. The officer doesn't wait a second. He tells the suspect to drop his weapon. Things escalate very quickly when the suspect refuses to comply.
Stop.
Recording.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Code 1. Put your hands up!
Even after being shot, the suspect still refuses to drop his weapon. This means you can shoot more, but the officer deploys a taser, which might be one of the only effective taser uses of all time. But remember kids, if the taser doesn't work, the taser doesn't work.
Comfortable grabbing that? Okay, stand by. Taser, taser, taser!
Money 11-3, longest well going west.
I'm putting my taser away. Come on. Come on.
They then drag him out of the car and immediately start rendering first aid. After a search of the car, the officers find 2 weapons: the gun suspect used during the standoff and a second firearm found in his backpack. Meanwhile, the suspect was taken to the hospital in critical condition, where he later died from his wounds. This is one brave-ass woman who drives her armed carjacker to police. It's like Uber Eats, but for getting bad guys' heads blown off. As for her, she is physically unharmed and is even able to get her dog back safe and sound.
Oh, thank God!
Personally, I think IMPD Chief Chris Bailey summed it up perfectly. Violence came to them, and the officers handled it. Now on to our main story. Fresno, California, October 26, 2024, 5:20 p.m. Officers respond to a shot spotter alert, which if you don't know what that is, officers can set up a little receiver all over a certain part of a city, and when a shot is fired, it can triangulate exactly where that shot was fired. Pretty cool technology. I don't know how well they work in Chicago with them constantly going off though. Officers heard 2 shots fired at the 3700 block of East Platte Avenue. While they're searching the area, a veteran sergeant parks his car on a nearby street just to finish up a couple reports. What happens next? Complete chaos. Our 40-year-old suspect out of nowhere rolls up in his blue Nissan and decides to ambush the sergeant. He fires 10 rounds from his AR pistol directly into the police cruiser, which thank God was not a Crown Vic. Those are my favorite police cars, and they're very rare. The bullets penetrate the driver's door, the engine block, and hits this sergeant 3 times. Twice in the left thigh and once in the right thigh. This officer is just sitting there doing his job, and now he's bleeding out in his car. But he goes back down? Absolutely not. He tucks his elephant-sized balls into his pants, turns on his lights, throws his car into gear, and starts chasing the guy who just tried to kill him. Despite being shot, the sergeant chases the suspect through the streets of Fresno.
Platte Row. It's a dark colored Nissan truck. South on 8th.
The shooter eventually brings his vehicle to a stop and jumps out, using it as cover as he tried to finish the job he started earlier. You can see this unfold here through security footage along with the officer's body cam as he returns fire. Then we get to see the suspect trying to drop shot the officer like he's in Call of Duty. And the sad thing is, it seems to work for the guy.
Is that it? Doctor?
Now keep in mind this officer has already been shot 3 times and he's going toe-to-toe with a dude who thinks he's in a Black Ops 6 lobby. And as you can see here, he's holding his gun like a total legend until backup shows up.
Eighth and Platte, shots fired, 1199.
Backup arrives, 2 more officers jump into the fight, and they are able to take the shooter down.
Suspect down!
Suspect down, George to 1, suspect down.
Use your hands!
The sergeant, even after being hit multiple times, stays calm enough to call the ambu for himself and the suspect. That's professionalism right there.
307, I'm gonna need 2 ambulances, 1 for me, 1 for the suspect.
Get him, where you hit, sir? Where you hit?
My leg. Left leg.
Get a tourniquet.
I got it. Left leg.
After the suspect goes down, officers secure him and recover his weapon, a giant piece of unregistered AR-type pistol with a double-stack magazine. The suspect fired over 20 rounds during the ambush and shootout, but wait, there's more. Remember the shot spotter call I was talking about at the beginning? Turns out our boy wasn't just some random shooter. He was a murder suspect. Officers went back to the original call location. What they found was the suspect's childhood friend, a 43-year-old man, dead in the kitchen with stab wounds and a gunshot wound. Our suspect is the prime suspect. As for our sergeant, he's a veteran with decades on the force. He was rushed to the hospital, treated for his injuries, and released a few days later. According to Fresno's police chief, the sergeant said that he was happy that he got shot and not the younger officer. That's a fucking leader right there, boys and girls. I don't know about you guys, but this story had everything. Courage, chaos, and one sergeant whose balls are so big, they probably need their own badge number. And that's all I've got for you fine people today. If you want to help support the channel, just go check out donutoperator.com, pepperbox.tv, or follow me on every other social media platform. Until next time, please have a fantastic day.